Welcome, everybody, to It Tastes Different Gaming News. What's in the news today? Gamestop and the shit they're going to make him wear. All right. Before we jump into this, make sure you hit like, share, subscribe, notifications, all those good buttons that just make us giddy. All right. GameStop employees forced to ditch their Zelda tees and Goku button downs. The next time you walk into a GameStop, don't be alarmed by the sudden absence of Fangamer t-shirts and Goku button-ups. Behind the counter, GameStop workers are about to go full-on corporate, thanks to a newly imposed dress code that limits what employees can wear. Just a few days in, the apparel restrictions are already causing friction for the employees. This dress code, which was enacted at the start of February, differs depending on the status of the worker. Full-time employees need to wear collared shirts or blouses or polos with small logos. Part-time employees are expected to do the same, but have a bit more leeway. They're also allowed to wear solid red or black t-shirts. Oh, how fancy. Everyone is allowed to wear anything with GameStop branding or shirts provided by vendors, according to a worker who says they were present at a recent company-wide meeting. GameStop did not give guidance on pants. Thank God. Who knows what they would have pulled there. GameStop workers who favor khaki-colored cargo pants can rest easy for now. But they'll likely have to hang up their requisite green The Legend of Zelda shirts that complete the de facto gamer uniform. What's rankling employees about this cringe change is the timing, supply, and messaging. For many, the change feels abrupt and has left people scrambling to comply. Workers claim that GameStop is not providing any shirts for the employees, which means an extra expense they weren't expecting. I have exactly one item that fits that description, one employee vented on the GameStop subreddit. I am now going to have to spend at least $100, probably more, on clothes when I don't even have that much. Go to Ross, buddy. GameStop does sell branded polos, but workers are balking at the $32 price tag. At the moment, GameStop gear employee show has only women's polos available and only in sizes XL and larger. Workers' dismay at the changes is only heightened by the recent news of CEO Ryan Cohen's potential $35 billion frickin' dollar payday. GameStop did not respond to a request for a comment on the story. I won't be paying the company to work here, one worker wrote in Reddit. Most of us older people, especially in this group here, we've all worked for places that required you to dress in some form of fashion, uniform-like apparel. I worked for companies that literally had uniforms that, you paid to have clean, and which is ridiculous. And even if you wash them yourself, you still paid that fee because I took it right out of your check. We've all had places that you have to wear X, you have to wear Y, you have to wear Z. My current employment, I have to wear collared shirts, dress pants. I have to look representable for clients and things like that. And obviously, outside of work, I dress like a tool, and an awesome tool at that. So let's jump in with these guys and find out what they think. When you walk into GameStop tomorrow and you see the guy with green hair and, the butthole earring things and the nose ring that goes down to his testicles, but he's dressed sharply in his GameStop polo with his khakis. Are you going to feel more inclined that he knows what the hell he's talking about when you're asking him about a video game? Nick, that's a question for you, my friend.
No, I mean, I already don't feel that way now, but I mean, that's kind of the I don't know. For me, it's kind of like the draw of GameStop, which doesn't have a lot of draw, but I mean, like that's kind of one of the draw of GameStop is like, it's a place for gamers. And when you go in there, you want to see employees in gaming apparel, right? That's what I want to see. Like, I want to see them wearing like Zelda t-shirts and stuff like that. Like, it's like cool. Like, I'm in the gaming area, right? I'm with someone who likes to game as well, right? I'm with my people, right? Essentially here. It's kind of what it feels like. And then if you go in there and you got someone with like polo or suit and tie or whatever, it feels like, okay, now I'm not with my people anymore. Now I'm with corporate, right? And corporate wants to sell me a subscription. And so I mean, they shouldn't have to do it. And if they are going to do something like that, they should provide them with the funds to purchase those items if they're going to make them wear, especially with the CEO, which we talked about, the payday, $35 billion payday. He can go shove that $35 billion up his ass with his dress code. And I mean, it's freaking ridiculous. I mean, it's basically like, I mean, the CEO is getting paid to basically run GameStop into the ground. So it's like, well, how else can I do so, right? And that's by making people wear, mandatory clothing. Like I've worked in places like that, like Shane's talked about, where you have to wear a certain attire, right? I mean, where I work now, I work from home, so this is my attire. This is what I wore to work today. So, if I go in the office, then I might have to look like business casual. But other than that, it's or just nicely casual, I guess. But
I changed my underwear.
Yeah, I gotta look at least decent. But I mean, like, they're not too picky on that stuff. If you go on site, like I used to go on site for my job, and we had to wear business casual and stuff like that. We didn't have to wear suit and tie, but we had to look nice. Just because we're in front of customers, like Shane was saying, you gotta look presentable or whatever. But I mean, like the customers you have at GameStop, it's not like the guy in the limo is not pulling up to the GameStop and going in there, right? I mean, it's us. Like, it's people that look like we look like that are going into GameStop and buying things and looking for purchases, right? You ever gone there to midnight release? It is just geeks, walls and walls of geeks, right?
And all of them talking, and a lack of deodorant.
They're right. And they're all talking about Pokemon cards and the next Switch and PlayStation and PC games and anime. That's all they're talking about. They don't give a flying fuck if the employee there is wearing a button-down polo or something. Like, they don't care. And it's not going to make a difference to them. They're not going to like, oh, well, now that you're wearing a nice pair of khakis and a button-up, I feel much better in this establishment. It's like, no, you're not. That's not who you're presenting this. Hey, I'm trying to do a thing here. That's not who you're presenting a
turkey yellers.
Yeah, turkey's gone out. That's not who you're presenting to, right? You're not that type of place. You're just not, Hey, what are you doing? What do you think, Pat? I'm going to quiet this turkey down.
If I wanted to walk into a store with people in khakis and red shirts, I'd go to Target.
It's pronounced Target.
Target. I'm with Nick. I'm like, I go into GameStop and I expect to see people who are selling me games, who play games. They're probably watching anime or got game shirts on or whatever. They're just like us. Yeah. I don't need to go into a GameStop to see somebody in a polo shirt, And yeah, and it's kind of annoying, and I am with them if your employer changes the dress code on you, and doesn't provide a stipend to support you. I've been at places just like these guys where you were a uniform company. You have to throw your uniforms in a bin, and the uniform company comes and takes it and they clean it, right? And I worked for a company that transitioned to that while I was there, and they actually paid for all the uniforms for everybody, and they paid the cleaning fee for the first year. They didn't. So, and after that, though, it was on the employees. but they gave everybody kind of like, they offset it a little bit at the beginning of the next year. They basically gave everybody rev share merit increases to cover the costs of that, plus on top of their normal merits. But, and so, but, and I've been to places that have, our dress code, even if you go into the office, is kind of lax. It's jeans and a t-shirt, as long as it's not like a graphic tee, right? You can wear jeans and a t-shirt unless it's a client facing day. And then you got to wear business casual, stuff like that. But, I don't expect to see a business casual place in a department store. I'm not going into Walmart expecting the Walmart employee to come out in a freaking, polo or, I don't know what they might have a dress code like that. I don't know. But, I don't expect to go into most department stores and I'm completely flabbergasted when somebody shows up not dressed business casual. I would expect if I go into my bank and I saw them in like Naruto t-shirt, I'd be like, it's kind of weird, but I don't know if I'd have a problem with it neither. But, I don't know. I think James makes a good point. You're going to go in somebody with gauged ears, different color hair. You're putting on a polo on them for what reason? Just to, Nick was chatting. I'm surprised you didn't bring it up. Nick and I and Shay were chatting about this before. I think it's a ploy to get more employees to quit. Right. So that's what Nick had mentioned. Like that's their attrition thing, right? They're going to get people to quit because they didn't give them any type of way to buy this clothing. And if you're making minimum wage, I don't know what GameStop pays. I don't know if they pay $9, $10 an hour to start. I don't know what their wage is, but it's probably not much more above minimum wage. And you're going to ask them to spend money on new clothes because they may only have anime t-shirts. They may only have gaming t-shirts. They may only have t-shirts. And if you're a full-time employee, you have to wear a collared shirt. Only the part-time employees get some type of solid black or red shirt, ability. And I don't know when that kicks in, right? Who gets to decide if they have to wear a black shirt or a red shirt, or they have to wear a collared shirt. But I do believe with Nick, they just, because GameStop really took a lot of their holding and started investigating crypto, right? And that's not doing so hot, right? So, it was not a smart move. It was probably it was a smart move, 10, 15 years ago, 5 years ago even, but now it's been sliding a lot. It's been really volatile. But yeah, I don't understand a lot of what they're pushing, why they're doing this to their employees. I don't know.
I think it's because of exactly what you said. Attrition, push.
It may be like that. That's a way for them to get rid of employees without having to do layoffs, right?
Yep.
We're changing something.
Long-term employees have the right to unemployment. You get them to quit. But I don't know if the average GameStop employee is actually full-time.
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's really what it boils down to is at what point, what is this really about? Because it's obviously not about getting people to come into the store and then being professional, because the people that are coming into the store are not coming in expecting somebody in a suit or a dress shirt or a collared shirt. We're expecting to hang out with fellow gamers. I'm going to buy a game from a fellow gamer. I don't give a shit what they're wearing.
Right. Like if I go into especially like I was thinking about it also like board game or card shops. Like when we go in there, I don't expect them to be wearing that either. Right. I expect like game attire or jeans and a like gaming t-shirt or something like that. Right. And that's who I expect to work there. It all depends on the location. Like you're exactly right. Like in a bank or something like that, we're used to those being more like business casual attire and stuff like that. So that's what you're expecting to go in there. But with GameStop and some other places, like you're not really looking for, and it's not going to draw more people in there or draw a different crowd in there, right?
No.
You're dressing for the wrong crowd, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're not. Yeah.
They're trying to make people dress for a job that's not GameStop.
Yeah, exactly.
They're trying to get them. They're trying to get them interview clothes for their next job. Is what they're doing.
Maybe that's horrible if that's the case.
Yeah, But yeah, I do feel that could be what they're doing, is trying to just basically attrition, get a bunch of people to quit so they don't have to lay them off.
No. And Pat don't use those big words lightly. Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know. I'm kind of flabbergasted by this one. I don't know. It's just dumbfounding me. I don't. And maybe that is true, that they're just trying to get people to quit, and we'll find out in a few months if they don't have enough people quit, if they start doing mass layoffs.
Yeah. I might just swing over by GameStop tomorrow and just to see. Are they? I mean, me personally, I don't know for sure, but I think most GameStop employees, just average kid or dude behind the counter, is just there for, discounts on games, or just because they really enjoy them and they like talking about them. I worked part-time at Game or Hollywood Video, and I was basically in charge of all the game stuff because I knew what the hell I was talking about. I do pre-order sales and all that. Hell, I've got Nick to pre-order a bunch of crap for me. And I want the experience when I go into a GameStop, the experience that I gave somebody. I want them to see me as that person that knows what they're doing. The person that knows what they're doing in our realm of the things we enjoy aren't going to just show up in ties and slacks and all that crap and their hair perfectly brushed. I'm not going to go to GameStop and work looking like I work where I'm at now. I'm going to go to GameStop looking like this. And Pat's going to know, all right, dude's into anime, probably likes games. Nick's wearing Final Fantasy. He knows games. I'm going to buy from him. I'm going to ask his advice. Hey, what did you think about this game? Did you play it? I'm going to believe him more than Chad. Chad.
Well,
Chad will take care of you.
I was thinking about like Best Buy, right? Like Best Buy, they have the uniform, right? And it's like when I go in there, I don't go in there to ask an employee what they think of something, because half of them don't know. Or over half of them don't know anything about anything of what they're selling, other than like how much it costs and what it says on the little piece of paper in front of it. Right. Beyond that, like most of them typically don't know jack shit about it. So when I go into Best Buy, like I'm expecting they're there to sell me whatever merchandise they're in charge of, right? Whatever department they're in charge of. They're there to sell me that merchandise, however they can. Because I have asked questions to people in Best Buy, and most of the time it's like, what the hell? Or I've listened to people talk to other people about it. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? It doesn't do that at all.
What can you tell me about that TV? Well, it has a power button. It has numbers. You can change channels. And look at this. Boom. Disney Plus right on the remote.
Right on. It's got a button for it.
It's got a button. You're absolutely right. When we were buying our washer and dryer, we bought the combo. And I tried to ask one kid about it the first time we went and looked at it. And I don't think he quite grasped that your turkey's done, by the way, that this thing was actually a washer dryer combo. And it really hurt his brain when I would ask questions. And, the next time we went in, we actually went to buy it. This person, I think, knew even less when I talked to them. But luckily, I did my homework and all that. But, you expect people in certain places to just be the person you need for that place. GameStop is a great example of that. I want somebody, when Pat walks in and says, hey, Horizon, this new one that looks like rubber dog crap. Have you heard about it? What can you tell me? Pat's not going to listen to Chad. He's going to listen to the dude with the green hair and the freaking Horizon shirt on. That's who he's going to listen to. That's who he's going to take some of the advice from, or the knowledge. I don't know. I think it's stupid, but I think Pat's absolutely right. Let's piss off our employees. Let's get them to walk out. We don't pay unemployment. We shut the store down, turn it into a Starbucks.
Well, he got his $35 billion payout. He doesn't give a shit.
Oh, hell no. Right? And how much is he making besides the $35 billion? So, this guy doesn't have to give a shit about nothing but himself. I'd say, hey guys, y'all want to quit? Here's $1 million. Go quit. Split it amongst yourselves.
They don't want to give them any incentive to leave. I mean, they just want them to leave. They're like, we don't have to spend anyway. Because in my opinion, if they put that stuff in place, they could have stipend those employees by like, hey, we know this shirt. Or they could have given them employee. They could have made sure that they had plenty of polos and given them like employee discount. Hey, we're selling these at cost for $10 or $15 a polo or whatever. Not, hey, you pay full price for this $32 polo that we don't even have in stock unless you are girl.
Yeah.
So
an overweight girl, because they only had XL and above, and it's just stupid. And it's GameStop. They could have, if I was the employee that was being told this, but wait a minute, the CEO is about to rake in $35 billion. You can't throw me 3 goddamn polos to last me of the week. I mean, that's how many shifts I get, 3 a week.
Right. I mean, they should have been. If they're going to make this change, they should provide the outfits, right? The T-shirts for it. I mean, especially, I think that goes for every company. If you're a company and you're going to make your employees wear some sort of attire, then you should fit the bill for it, right? Because you're the one doing it. It's not like the employee is like, I want to wear this, and they're like, well, okay, but you got to pay for it. It's you, the employer, that's going, you have to wear these. Like, okay, great. If I have to wear them, then you're buying me the shirts, and if we have a cleaning service or whatever to clean them, then you're paying for that as well, right? That's what you want. So you got to fit the bill. Why am I fitting the bill? Why am I paying you to wear your shit? Right.
And that's the biggest thing. It's their shit. It's
right.
GameStop freaking logo.
It doesn't say Nick's GameStop. It just says GameStop, right?
Welcome to Nick's.
Yeah. Welcome to Nick's.
Yeah.
Formerly GameStop.
Formerly GameStop. Yeah. So let me ask you this. If you guys were to, and you both basically 99% of the time work from home, Nick, I think, is 106%. You guys get told, all right, I need you to come back and start working in the office, be it full-time, part-time, 3 days a week. But they tell you but from now on, suit and tie. What are you going to do?
Because there's a difference, though. I don't make GameStop money.
No, but
so I'm going back into the office.
Who are you dressing up for? You're dressing up because somebody there wants to see you dressed up, because you're not going to see clients just sitting in your chairs at the office. Now, when you go out the office, but not near as much. No. It's like me. I see a client, once, maybe twice a week. So I should be able to, on days I know I don't have a client, boom, Kakashi.
The industry that we work in used to be that way. You used to wear a tie to work every day and things like that. So
yeah, my first day at this job, I put a tie on. I got there. Where y'all ties at? They're like, we don't wear that shit.
The industry that we're in. I came to my interview in a suit and tie, and they were in jeans and T-shirts in my interview.
Oh no, mine were all collars, and they didn't. I
don't know if you remember your interview, Nick, but were they? I don't know if you dressed up for your interview. Do you remember if you dressed up for your interview and what they were wearing?
I probably had a button up and like khakis or something on.
Yeah, see, I went in suit and tie.
I don't ever go suit and tie.
On the actual paperwork that I got sent to me for my interview, it said "come dressed in a suit and tie."
Oh, did it?
Really? It did. Yeah, it actually says suit and tie on it. And then I wonder if I can find that. I don't know that
it didn't say like JK afterward.
But I got literally walked in, and the guy interviewing me was in a T-shirt and jeans.
He's like, "Damn."
And I'm like,
is this casual Tuesday?
It was a comment that was made. He's like, I don't know why you dress up like that. I'm like, because the actual form that was sent to me said that you're supposed to come in a suit and tie. And I was like, I wonder if it was just something to see people read the instruction, that kind of thing. You know how places are.
Yeah, right. Like, write your name.
That's a good point.
But because I actually shaved my beard and everything for the job interview and everything, I had no beard, and you can actually, if you look at my employee photo, you can see that I have like a little puff going on, because when I saw that, I'm like, I'm not shaving my beard to start. And when I started, my beard was growing back. It was kind of scraggly looking.
That's right. My photo when I started, I was skinny as hell. So I don't even notice myself anymore. I was like, who that skinny bastard?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's a joke that a company like this that pays very little. So just real quick, Game Advisors, sales associates, $11 to $13 an hour. That's the average. Of course, that's also going through Google. Hey, AI. So it could vary.
Stuff. Yeah,
it could vary, especially on the states. So that is not enough for them to buy a polo shirt. 3 polo shirts, 3 khakis.
In this economy, that's not very much at all.
No. I mean, you can't
not
even
a lot at all.
You can't even go to Ross and get a polo shirt for $35. But it saddens me that some guy's going to make 35 billion, and you could take every damn sales associate at every GameStop on the planet and come nowhere near that.
Yeah, that's like 22 to 30,000 annually, right?
Yeah,
Somewhere around there.
Something like that. Yeah. So it's sad.
Which is not.
No, you can't live on that.
No, you can't.
You can't. You could the cost.
If you lived at home with mom and dad, or if you had a lot of roommates,
mom and dad are borrowing money from me, and they're both gone. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, they
can't
probably
afford shit no more.
They probably could afforded. They could have afforded to give every employee 3 to 4 polos, and it probably wouldn't. I guarantee it wouldn't even cost them $1 million.
No.
Not if they're printing their own polos.
They're just paying for cost of. They don't even have to print their own polos. Just give them the dang red polo or whatever. I don't even know what color they are, but just give them the dang polo.
Right.
A generic red polo with a GameStop button.
Yeah,
there you go.
Put a button on it.
Wow.
If they want to spend the extra few dollars, get embroidered with the GameStop logo.
No. Yeah. And if you want to save a few dollars, leave the employees alone, you greedy twats.
Yeah, your CEO doesn't need $35 billion. I'm sorry. When your company is swirling the bowl, you're going to give him $35 billion because he tells you what? Let's pull all our holdings and put them in crypto. And look what that got you.
Yeah, but, I think we all need to get a Kickstarter for Nick so he can get that turkey fixed. But you guys got anything else on this? Because we're going to start getting bitchy now. All right. You made it to the end. Yeah, so GameStop, dressing classy. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Let us know if you agree or disagree on our reasonings why they might be doing it, or if they should be doing it. Let us know. And don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe, notifications, all those good buttons to help keep you up to date with what we like to talk about, video games. See ya.